Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. Our today's topic is structure of embryo sac, which is a female gametophyte. In angiosperms, the female gametophyte is called embryo sac. Embryo sac is an oval multicellular haploid structure which is embedded in the nucellus towards micropyle half of the ovule. It is covered over by a thin membrane derived from the parent megaspore wall. The typical most common type of embryo sac found in 80% of flowering plants is called polygonum. Here is the structure of a normal or polygonum type of embryo sac. It contains 8 nuclei but 7 cells, 3 micropylar, 3 chelizal and 1 central. It is formed by 1 meiosis and 3 mitosis. The 3 micropylar cells are collectively known as egg apparatus. These are the synergids and these are the egg cells, or we can say oospheres, and collectively apparatus. They are pyriform in outline and are arranged in triangular fashion. The 3 cells of egg apparatus have concaeous common wall towards micropylar half. They separate and becomes thin towards the central cell. One middle cell is larger and which is called egg cell or oosphere. It has a central or micropylar vacuole and a nucleus toward the chelizal end. A filiform apparatus may or may not be present. The remaining 2 cells are called synergids, or we can say cooperative cells or help cells. Each of them bear a filiform apparatus in micropylar region, a lateral hook, chelizal vacuole and a central nucleus. A filiform apparatus is a mass of finger-like projections of the wall into the cytoplasm. In embryo sac, one synergid degenerates before the entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac, whereas second one degenerates shortly after the embryo sac has received the pollen tube discharge. All the 3 cells of the egg apparatus communicate with one another and to the central cell by plasmodesmata. The egg or oosphere represent the single female gamete of the embryo sac. The synergids help in obtaining the nourishment from the outer nucellar cells, guide the path of pollen tube by their secretions, and function as shock absorber during the penetration of pollen tube into the embryo sac. The 3 chelizal cells of the embryo sac are called antipodal cells. They are the vegetative cells of the embryo sac which may degenerate soon as take part in absorbing nourishment from the surrounding nucellar cells. Internally, they are connected with the central cell by means of plasmodesmata. The central cell is the biggest cell of the embryo sac. It has highly vacuolated cytoplasm which is rich in reserve food material and Golgi bodies. In the middle, the cell contains 2 polar nuclei which have large nuclei. The polar nuclei often fuse to form a single diploid secondary or fusion or definitive nucleus. Thus, all the cells of the embryo sacs are haploid except the central cell, which is first binucleated and then the diploid due to fusion of polar. This is all about the structure of embryo sac. Thank you, students.